We'll start with Susan Slusser.
Bob, your team had to win two potential elimination games last week to advance. Now it would have to be three in a row. What are your thoughts on the situation the team's in and how you think they might respond?
Well, we just have to win tomorrow and then worry about the next day after that. So we put all our efforts in tomorrow and just think about tomorrow. Anything further than that really is kind of a distraction. So, all we have to do is win a game. Hopefully that's tomorrow.
Who will be your starter tomorrow?
We'll announce that a little later. We got a couple good options. We're going to talk about that a little further.
Shayna Rubin.
Hi, Bob. You've seen Framber Valdez before. What made him particularly difficult today and difficult to adjust to?
His ball's moving all over the place. Had a really good breaking ball. Could throw it for strikes. Could throw it for chase. Early on we had him. Our bats were a little better. Which typically good starters get better as the game goes along. You could see he got more confidence as the game went along, and ended up giving him 7 innings. I didn't think at the beginning he'd be able to do that, but he did. The last 3 times out, he's pitched pretty good. He's pitching with a lot of confidence.
Ron Krojcik.
Bob, obviously George Springer's a great hitter always, but you've had particular problem with him this series. What is it about the way you guys have approached him, or what can you do to sort of adjust to that?
Well, he's hot, and coming in, he really wasn't. Looking at his last, 5 and 10, but it's the postseason. He has a history, and they have a deep lineup too. It's not like you're just focused on one guy. Certainly yesterday had a big day, hit two more home runs today that were really impactful. Our guys didn't pitch bad. We just, 3 balls left the ballpark, and that ended up being enough for them.
Melissa Lockhart.
Did you notice anything different in Sean Manaea's stuff the second time through the order, or do you think they just had a better beat on him at that point?
No, not really. I think, it was just a few hits, that ended up a few pitches. You go back over the course of a game, and, you can throw 80 or 90 pitches, and if 3 or 4 of them are really bad and they take advantage of them, it can skew what, how your stuff kind of was. So, maybe the breaking ball to Springer might not have been his best pitch. I don't think it was a strike. I'm not sure. I can't see in and out. But that's what it came down to, a few long balls.
Susan Slusser.
Bob, your team has scored first in both of these games and then lost the lead. Can that be, a change in momentum, or maybe change the energy level for a team when that happens repeatedly?
More so maybe in the postseason, the emotions run a little higher and it goes back and forth, but it shouldn't be for us because there've been so many times we've been down this year and been able to come back. And even in the 9th inning, we get a leadoff guy on, and we had a good feeling about, potentially coming back, get another guy on base and have a chance. So, like I said, it goes back and forth, but I don't think, losing a lead after having it should affect us.
Melissa Lockhart.
Paredes came back out today and pitched well again in the 8th inning. You've seen him actually a decent amount this season. Is he doing anything different, do you think?
No, he's throwing hard, and the shadows come into play late in the game too. It's really difficult. The ball's on you a lot quicker. Really tougher for pinch hitters too. Robbie went up there and swung at the first thing he saw, trying to get a fastball. It's tough to see spin, and, more apt to stay with guys that have been in the game that have kind of played through it. But, he throws 97, 98 miles an hour, and it looks like it plays a little bit better. The way he kind of hides it, and he's got a quick arm. It looked more like 100 at times.
Joe Reedy.
Bob, you guys have been good the entire season, scoring the 6th inning or later. Just in these first 2 games, it's been a struggle for you.
It has, and it's 2 games, but it's the postseason, and those have been our best innings. I said that yesterday. From the 6th inning on, we tend to get better at bats, especially against teams' bullpens. And, their starter went 7. They only had to use 2 guys, and, they shut us down. I mean, the shadows have something to do with it, but, you know, that you need to score your runs earlier if the Shadows are going to come into play and it ends up being a problem.
John Hickey.
Hey, Bob, you've been the home team for the first two games. You're technically the road team the next two. Batting first tomorrow, does that change anything for you?
It means we take batting practice later. That's about it. So, you know, regardless, we know we have to win tomorrow's game. Doesn't matter if we're in white uniforms or gray uniforms. We have to put everything into it and come out with a win.
Thank you, Bob.
All right.